Hello everyone. Next weekly vlog, though this has only been 6 days since the last one. People have asked me to invite Sai back, so Sai is back. Say hello, Sai.
Hello again.
I think the thing I should probably start with saying is that his name is Sai. That's short for Simon, spelled S-I. I've seen it spelled P-S-I, S-Y, P-S-Y, S-C-I. It's not like a crazy game attack. It's just his name.
I wish it was SY. That'd be way cooler.
Well, you could always change your name.
I'll do that.
Okay. So there's been quite a lot of work this week, but most of it's been fairly under the hood, so it's quite hard to show you that. But what has happened is, for those of you who follow it, we have got the server awards. So when you get you rank up on a server, which as you can see here, I need a lot more votes before I'm an epic world. I'm ranked awesome. For each level that your server ranks up, you will get given a reward. And the idea of the reward is that if you're in somebody else's server and you say, I've got a really awesome server, you can prove it by whipping out whatever object proves that you're there. Now, I didn't design any of these objects. Well, I'd like to get that in right now. I only said to Andy, hey, go and look at the YouTube video and have a look at the list of there and pick the ones that you want to model. That's how Andy and I work. We're very informal. I can't remember if I actually showed the reflective objects. I can't remember.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay.
You did because you were wondering if it showed up through the compression, and it did.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the gem there on the axe. It looks ever so cool. I'm very happy with it. It's completely wrong. It doesn't obey any mathematical rules whatsoever. It's just there to look cool. So, let's get round to daytime so we can actually see what's going on.
But you have sort of coloured lighting, don't you? So the coloured lighting affects the weapon, doesn't it?
Yeah, the colour. So the weapons have now got very correct coloured lighting and very incorrect reflectivity. So you can see the guns there are actually reflecting like bits of itself. But the point is that it does reflect the scenery. So you can see it's reflecting the sun, and there it's not. But it kind of beds it in the world a little bit more than it did because it was a little bit rubbish. Oh, by the way,
yeah, that's called anchoring in movie terms, isn't it, or CG terms?
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be correct; it just has to be enough to fool the brain.
Yes, I mean this is what I found. It's the same with the normal distortion that I've got. I mean my normal distortion. I mean that's totally wrong. You can see the heat haze wobbling. It's completely wrong. If you notice the stick always goes to the left. It just doesn't really matter as long as it's wibbling. No one really notices. Same with the optic camo, which hopefully should still work from last week. Again, that's wrong. I mean, it's not procedurally correct. It's not mathematically correct. But it just looks cool, and that's really all that matters. Right, so let's get somewhere so I can see what's going on. For those people who... I had people ask me how whiz forwards time. If you've got a USB keyboard or chat pad on your Xbox, if you just press T, it will fast forward through time. And so you can do that. Right, so the banhammer now works, but we've not got the new model. So it does actually say banhammer, but you can't read it. WikiX stuff. Right. So here's a wonderful start to our video. So as you can tell, I've forgotten to flip the axis left to right. So this is your first reward. So what I'd like from this video is first of all, Sai will comment. And then about 10,000 other people will comment. So if you think of one of these rewards is really cool, go, in the comments, just go, that's cool. I like that. I can't wait for that. And if you think it's completely rubbish and you have a better idea, please let me know the better idea. This is the first reward. This is the wooden spoon of obscurity. I'd like to just point out again, I had nothing to do with this. This is totally Andy's thing.
I get to comment first. I feel like I should shout first.
We've got like 6 weapons to go through. That's going to get old.
Oh, well, I think we just spoke about this a moment ago, and you were saying it's a very British thing to have a wooden spoon, and I said it is, but surely it's kind of universal. Everyone could tell a wooden spoon is a bit of a crap booby prize. Speaks for itself.
It does, but I mean, to get this, I forget the exact number. I think you've got to get like 60-something votes to get the wooden spoon. I mean, even to get it, you have to have earned it. So I'm not sure. I mean, I've only seen these for the first time today. I've got all the models from Andy and I've been putting them in, but I have a feeling it doesn't kind of reward the player quite enough. It sort of says, "Ha, you're rubbish," even though even though you're one step above all the completely rubbish people with no friends.
Yeah, they're better than people with no wooden spoon.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but is a wooden spoon better? I suppose if you're making cake, having a wooden spoon is very good. But otherwise, maybe not.
The reason it's a British thing, I think, is a wooden spoon is a prize for when you lose, isn't it?
It is, yes. But
Okay.
yeah, so I'm not necessarily. It's probably the one I'm least happy with. Actually, no, there's one I'm second least happy with is the wooden spoon. But yeah, so don't ask me the numbers off the top of my head. I need to go and look them up. But if you get about 60 or so votes, you'll get the wooden spoon.
I can't quite read it. Does it say obscure? You're a low.
You're a
What?
low rank.
Oh right, okay.
But it will be flipped left to right, obviously. You watch. I bet you at least 5 people don't bother watching. They're going, "Did you know the text is the wrong way around?" You wait. So when you get hit the next rank, you get the compass, which we've seen before. Compass is now slightly reflective, and doesn't point north. I might try and make it point north, but that then involves a whole bunch of matrix maths, a whole bunch of really nasty, evil stuff that I don't want to do just for a novelty item. If you want to know which way is north, by the way, if you click the left stick, you can see I'm pointing south, I'm pointing east, I'm pointing north, I'm pointing west. So it's
so it points north once per revolution.
yes, it's like it's a stop clock basically. No, stop clock's right twice a day, isn't it? That doesn't really work for a compass.
Yeah.
So do you have feedback on the compass? I like the compass personally. But what do you think?
First, it's nice. What did you say? You don't have anything specific to say about it?
No, I like it. I just like it. I just wondered if you had any opinion. If we go, that's cool, or what a terrible idea.
It's very cute, and we should point out that these don't animate, or none of them will animate or open and close or anything like that.
No, though Andy is beginning to look at animations, so it'd be kind of nice if when you got it out, you click to open like a communicator in Star Trek. But that's probably not going to happen.
Imagine your disappointment to flip open a Star Trek communicator to find it's just an old compass.
But yeah, so we're hoping to get animations in, but it requires lots of work from the artist. It requires lots of work from the from me as well. So
On the someday maybe list.
Yeah. Okay, so when you go to the next rank, you get a wooden paint palette. So
I like that.
Going with the creative feel. I think possibly that's less cool than a compass. I think the compass is a bit cooler.
Problem with that. I like that, but it's the wrong way around because the notch and the hole on a palette like that are for your thumb and the tip of your thumb.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't render the avatar when it's viewed to save frame rate, so I can't. Even if I could like bone it and set it up correctly, I couldn't actually render the avatar here.
No, it's not that. It's just that I know why it's that way around because that notch and that hole in a palette are iconic and they tell you what it is. But it's just you wouldn't hold it that way around.
There's actually a paintbrush as well. I don't know what happened to that. There was a paintbrush earlier. I think Andy removed it because the paintbrush was just hovering near it, and I kind of pointed out that looked very weird. I quite like the paint palette. As I said, I think it should possibly be ranked lower than the last one, than the compass. I think all things
Yeah,
considered.
it's cute though. If you think of each of them in terms of what they might actually fetch at auction, then yeah, probably you're right.
Yes, okay. I don't know if you can auction off wooden spoons. Is there a big market for that?
Well, if all you've got is forks and knives, you'd find a buyer.
Okay, so next up, that's not going to come through the video. This is the... I can't even read it myself. So this is... I'll make my face closer. This is the fabled sword of Epic. I've already said to Andy, make it a bit bigger. So when you get to Epic status in your server, you get the fabled sword of Epic. Which is a sword. No, you can't stab anything with it. No, you can't hit anything with it. No, it doesn't do anything. No, it doesn't swing. No, there aren't any mobs for you to hit with it. It's just for pretties. But I quite like it, even though it's a bit hard to read. So, go on, Si, get your first comment in.
First, it is very pretty.
Again, it's nice and shiny. It's nice and reflective.
Because of the shininess, yeah.
Yeah. Where's the sun gone? So you can see, make it reflect the sun. Okay, and up again. Any
What
comments?
Yeah.
Now
I almost swore then.
this is the. See,
Slug.
this is part of the creative process of writing games. You see, I said to Andy, go and do some stuff. I'll give you a clue. This is the reward for winning status. So if your server is a winning server, this is what you get.
Right, I'm thinking. Because my first thought was it's a giant slug. It seems to have scales, and or it could be a. I don't know. Can you wave it around a bit? Can I see it from a slightly different angle? Is that the only perspective I ever get on it?
Yeah, pretty much. If I tell you it's a rock, does that give you a clue?
Oh, rock is such a hard thing to model, though.
But does it give you a clue why you've got a rock?
For winning.
Yeah. Maybe if I ask you how much the rock might weigh.
Go on.
It's a 7-gram rock.
Okay.
So, have you been on the internet recently? Have you heard about Charlie Sheen?
Oh no, this isn't another meme, is it?
It's Charlie Sheen, I'm afraid.
Yeah, okay. Because he bangs them.
He bangs 7-gram rocks. Yeah, that's the joke. I've sort of said to Andy, now again, if I get like 1,000 comments going, no, keep the rock in, we'll keep the rock in. Right now, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really work. We should get rid of
No,
that.
because when you know it's a 7-gram rock that Charlie Sheen might bang, it makes sense. That's clearly quite epic. It's winning.
It's winning. Yes, it's winning. It's we were going to put in a buy winning rank, but we're doing exponential server ranking, so it actually gets quite difficult to even consider getting the numbers up there. So there you go. So there's the 7-gram rock. I'm not necessarily too taken. It's supposed to have 7-gram rock written on it. But
Yeah, the only problem with memes is they're transient, and this is, a year from now, this will still be cool, and Charlie Sheen will be dead or just irrelevant. So,
yeah, I mean, don't forget. I mean, thankfully, also, I get to change things. So if Charlie Sheen is no longer cool, or we come up with a better ranking for this server, then we can obviously skip that one. Okay, and finally, if you get to the legendary status, you get a mug. This is what I mean about it being a bit British. I think that might actually be... and that says world's best builder, by the way, in case you didn't quite get that.
I'm sure that construction workers in America, well, maybe they don't drink mugs of tea.
Probably not. No, they'll drink coffee. Coffee.
Don't try to do accents, I've told you.
You can do a New York accent and anything comes out. But I quite like...
New
So,
York.
you see, I'm kind of in two minds, because first of all, I quite like it, because as you can see, it's nice and shiny, and I like shiny things, so that's good.
It's a chip out of it, a little chink.
But on the flip side, you see, this means that the ultimate reward for being the world's best server in the whole game is you get a cup. And that doesn't, to me, for my mind, the epic sword is cooler. Because it's a sword.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Whereas this is just a mug.
Well, let's just go back to my theory, which would fetch more at auction, epic sword or builder's mug.
It depends who owns the mug. I mean, if this was the mug of the guy who designed the Empire State Building, or Abraham Lincoln's mug, probably would fetch more than a crappy sword.
I think it should probably start with the rock, because you can pick up a rock and you're not going to sell it to anyone.
But that
a wooden
means,
spoon, at least there's some element of crafting in it.
But that means that
then
your
the
server
pallet, then the
starts.
compass.
Your server would start as winning, and you go downhill for a while.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, what we're doing here is hopefully people realise that when you design computer games, people seem to think that you just kind of sit down and do it. It just sort of happens, but you don't. We go through all these decisions. All this stuff goes in, comes out, changes, and we change our mind about what we want. Yeah. So right now we're kind of going through that process about how things should be and how things are.
There must be some sort of universally understood rank of objects. Like this is a bad example, but for example, when people have wedding anniversaries, they go through sort of like paper, wood, ruby, diamond, whatever, don't they?
Yeah, it's all very well saying it's universally understood, but you just jumped around massively then. I think diamond was the highest one, and yeah.
I should have said in no particular order.
That would have helped you, but then you would have to explain the order to make it...
I'd say it was a bad example.
You did, I'll give you that.
Alternatively, you could have colours like karate belt colours or just colours of the rainbow?
Yeah, the problem with that, again, I don't know karate belt colours. I mean, the only other option is take the only one I know of, and you probably won't get this one, is the standard Warcraft colour coding system, which has been adopted all over, which goes...
That's it?
Yeah, grey, white, green, blue, purple, orange, red. And if you're
Maybe
if you're
you can have any object you wanted if you put numbers on things. So you could actually hold like a model of the number 1 and then number 2. And
true. Again, if you go, congratulations, you have unlocked a number 4. You know, firstly, when you unlock a number 2, I mean, that's not even funny to start with. So, again, I think that's a British joke. I don't think anyone's going to get that from over the seas.
No, but maybe you should use, like I say, any object you like, but with incorporate a number into it. So, like the mug could have a number 6 on it.
Yeah, possibly. The problem is that, I mean, when the avatar holds them, they actually end up quite small. So yeah, don't know. We're still sort of umming and ahhing over most of these. I like the sword. I like the compass. I like the idea of the not dramatic irony. I've forgotten the word now. The sort of the anticlimax of unlocking a mug. And be aware, you won't see very many of these mugs. I mean, we're talking maybe, hopefully, 5 people in the world might ever get one of these mugs. It'll be, you know, an extremely prestigious reward. It's just a bit pony, really, is my main issue with it. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's thinking, if you've got some great ideas for rewards, especially now you've seen kind of roughly how they'll look, how they'll go, let us know, because we're interested. I'm just playing with the building stuff, which is slowly coming together. I can't wait to see. People have been practicing. Someone created a whole drum kit using the crafting editor. So the whole drum kit was only about 3 squares big. So we're getting detailed models that are so much more detailed than anything that you could possibly have. Oh, you can't put eggs down there. Of course not.
Well, the drum kit wasn't even using sort of multi-block patterns, was it?
Each
drum was just a single block.
He actually did the left drum, the right drum, the cymbals, and a little footstool. So he actually used like 5 or 6 separate blocks from in here.
No, I mean, yes, but I mean, each object in the drum, like each drum was a single 8x8 block.
Yes.
Whereas if you want to get really adventurous, you could design things which are made out of, multiple blocks. Does that make sense?
Yes. Well, it kind of was. I said the whole drum kit as a whole was like 5 unique blocks. So it did kind of come there. But I really can't wait to see what people do with that, because it's going to be completely awesome. I'm not really making anything particular here. I just like building stuff in the workshop and then...
looking at it small.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's never been a hobby of mine, is looking at small things. So this is
more of a curse, isn't it?
Yeah. One question people keep asking me, and I'll give the same answer I give everywhere, which is when will all this be out? And the answer is when it's done. I did try and give release dates before, and then people have a go at me when it turns out I'm wrong. So now I'm going with plan B, which is not to give a release date. Now everyone's having a go at me for not giving a release date. Oh, now if I've done this right, one thing I can show you, and there's a big if. Did this work? Yes, so there we go. So you can see now, people were asking, oh, how do I know what I'm building? Because when I showed the video before, it just had all the blocks. As you can see in the HUD in the bottom left, you now get to see what you're building. So if I go make some more ones, you can see what it is that you've got selected. So there's no guesswork, because people were worried about that. Also, since so we can now put down my, I don't know, what is it, armchair. My armchair, but you can also build them on the walls. You can build them on the ceilings. You can't rotate them yet. That will come. But you can attach them at any angle you like now. So if you want to build a sphere or something, you can actually build the sphere nicely. I'm just looking at the reflections in the mug. Look rather cool, actually.
Yeah, they look great. And this would be a pain in the ass, but I noticed there where you're selecting it with the stick, it's putting it as if it's just another texture, isn't it? So, I mean, it'd be better if it was rotating, because it is a 3D object this time, not just a...
Wait, I don't understand. It is rotating.
It's rotating. The selector one is rotating, but when you get the wheel up, it's going to have a bunch of them around, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not rotating.
No,
You have to change the code, I know, but I'm just suggesting.
the one you have selected rotates, and the others just provide I think just the default angle.
Yeah, it's like a 45-degree angle off.
Yeah.
So,
But the good thing is that you will be able to pick the angle that you build stuff at. So it's your own. So yeah, you can build stuff at any angle. I can't rotate it yet, but the objects try and face you, or they will try and face you, and then you can rotate them afterwards. You see there, you can put it down at any angle you like, which is quite cool.
something else you've been working on, although it's probably just to make it work again, is the weapons held by avatars. But I think that was just because it was broken.
Well, it was broken, and partly because we've put in. So in this next patch, in the 1.1 patch, there are more relics and weapons added than there were in the first patch. So in the first patch, there were 4 weapons, I think it was. And in this one, there's like 15 or something. So all of the code I wrote wasn't really designed for a large number of weapons, but now it is. So that's
future-proofing.
Yes, it's now all been rewritten. I mean, I've got all 7 of these placeholder objects in today. I should probably point out, by the way, that all of these objects have got temporary textures. These are all the 3D modeler's textures, not the 2D guy's textures. So they will all look better once Todd has given them a go. But yeah, so that's it's just one of those things that I say it's not exciting to. People say to me, "Oh, are you fixing the performance issues?" I'm like, I am, but it's not very exciting to talk about them because it's just like saying, "Oh, I've changed the fuel filter in your car." It's not exciting as I've put a turbocharger on it.
Not at all. And on that note, we should probably wrap up.
Yes. So yeah, if you've got any ideas for replacement weapons that you think improve on what we've got. So we currently, very quickly, we have the wooden spoon of obscurity. We have the compass of, I think it's awesome. We have the paintbrush palette of something or other. The sword of epic. The rock of winning. The very shiny rock of winning.
Slug.
And the world's best builder mug. So if you've got any ideas, pop them in the comments. Otherwise, I shall show you all the excitingness that is happening this time next week. And now, Si will finish with something funny.
High notch.